Hello LEGO fans! Today we're going to sort the men from the boys and the Gryffindors from the Slytherins, Hufflepuffs and Ravenclaws as we unbox, speed build and scientifically test the epic 76429 talking sorting hat from LEGO Harry Potter. Based on Hogwarts' legendary sentient magical hat, this 561-piece set retails for 90 Great British pounds, €100, or exactly 1 penny under a Benjamin, and includes a sound brick that promises 31 unique sound combinations and hopefully no copyright strikes. You'll be pleased to know that Muggle batteries are included, but unfortunately this hat is only smart enough to speak English. For no obvious reason aside from the premium price tag, LEGO designated this one of their adults welcome sets with an 18+ age recommendation. It means we get an extra special black box adults won't be embarrassed to buy, and on-trend soft focus product photography on LEGO's website. Of course, anyone who collects LEGO does not have a trendy minimalist house with one set on display. We all live in a hell of cardboard boxes, dust and IKEA shelves. This set includes one minifigure, a young unsorted Harry Potter with a new facial print, and a reddish-brown sorting hat. Previous versions came in the brown colour. The set is 7.5 inches or 19 centimeters wide and 9.5 inches or 25 centimeters tall, so will not take up too much precious display space. The other neat thing is that the hat is somewhat animated. This will allow us to reenact the sorting ceremonies for a selection of our favourite characters later in the video. I'll also be covering the history of the sorting hat and paying tribute to actor Leslie Phillips, who gave the hat such awesome personality in the movies. For now, I think it's time to unbox this 1000-year-old treasure. Here's everything you get inside the box. We've got 7 numbered bags of LEGO, a 158-page instruction booklet, and exactly 2 stickers. I'm going to go ahead and build the 76429 talking sorting hat from LEGO Harry Potter, and today this is going to be a 90-second speed build. And here is the completed 76429 talking sorting hat from LEGO Harry Potter. This took me 75 minutes to build and has already been a source of great amusement in the Herbert household. We're introduced to the sorting hat in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Although the ancient sentient hat is used at the start of every Hogwarts year, it is an irregular member of the movie cast considering it sings much better than Emma Watson. Legend is that the hat belonged to Godric Gryffindor, who alongside Salazar Slytherin, Rowena Ravenclaw and Helga Hufflepuff used to sort students into their houses. Making plans for the school beyond their lifetime, they enchanted it to continue sorting new students according to their personal preferences. Contrary to the popular conception that it's judging their suitability for the house, it determines the house that the student will be happiest in. This explains the advice passed down from Harry to Albus Severus that brings tears to the eyes of every adult in the final scenes of Deathly Hallows Part 2. But getting back to the LEGO, first impressions of this set are very positive. As advertised, it stands just under 10 inches tall, so is great for display. It also comes on a decorative display stand. It connects safely and securely to the base of the sorting hat. The base is elegant and decorative and has a space for little Harry. More on him later. In fact, you could expand upon this set, adding other minifigures to be sorted into Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw and Slytherin. I see what you did there, Lego. At the top we have 4 1x2 jumpers which produce just enough clutch to hold the hat in place. I don't know if this is intentional, but I do like the way the shape turns out to be like a witch's hat. By now you've probably noticed the 4 new and exclusive printed tiles representing the 4 houses of Hogwarts. These are mounted on hinges and have some really nice metallic printing. We have the eagle, the emblem of Ravenclaw, the serpent of Slytherin, the mighty lion of Gryffindor, and of course the badger of Hufflepuff. Adding to the decorative aesthetic, there's some really nice gold details. The stand connects to a square plate underneath the hat with a cutout for this.
Ah, yes, Ravenclaw!
If you do have limited space or you just don't like the stand, the hat can be displayed on its own. There are 8 sliders mounted underneath which protects the surface it sits on and also adds a little strength to the structure. The hat itself is pretty epic and was a lot of fun to build. Comparing the Lego version to what I presume was some really good CGI from the time, I'm really impressed with the resemblance. New printed tile elements pick out some of the repairs made to the 1000-year-old hat, but inevitably we do have some stickered detail. The rectangular sticker was pretty painless, but applying stickers to curved parts is always a pain in the butt. Other movie-accurate features include decoration at the back of the hat, but we are missing the long ribbons which fall down at either side of the head. Lego has used a really nice selection of elements to build up the structure of the hat. The back of the hat is not quite as detailed as the front, but it does include an opening door. This reveals what you could refer to as the brains of the operation. Unlike a certain YouTuber, this purple box of tricks has its own play button. If you've not already done so, please do subscribe to the channel so that I can continue to make this kind of content. Lego has included a really neat mechanism for pressing the button, but it doesn't work in quite the way you might expect. This structure is held firmly in place and doesn't move. Instead, there's a button mounted underneath, and this pushes the sound box upwards. The 2 parts make contact and...
Clearly, you belong in Slytherin.
Now a Harry Potter set wouldn't be a Harry Potter set without an Easter egg or 4. Inside we find 4 personal items which belong to the founders of Hogwarts. This one is pretty easy. Yes, it's a sword of Gryffindor which is known to reveal itself to students in times of need. In particular, it emerged from the sorting hat in the Chamber of Secrets, and again in Deathly Hallows Part 2 when, spoiler alert, Neville kills Nagini. This next one is not so easy to guess, but the green is a bit of a hint. It represents the locket of Salazar Slytherin which Voldemort turned into a Horcrux. The next one should be a little bit easier. This gold goblet represents the cup of Helga Hufflepuff. You can tell because it's got a badger on it. I knew all these props would come in useful sooner or later. Finally, we have another tricky one, but it helps that we've cottoned on to the theme. It represents the lost diadem of Rowena Ravenclaw, which according to my Amex bill isn't lost anymore. I do like me a couple of Easter eggs, but this is truly a class act Lego. As I mentioned before, the overall appearance of the sorting hat is absolutely brilliant.
Oh, you may not think I'm pretty, but don't judge on what you see. I'll eat myself if you can find a smarter hat than me. You can keep your bowlers black, your top hats sleek and tall, for I'm the Hogwarts Sorting Hat and I can cap them all. I don't envy the designers having to make the sorting hat's face out of Lego, but they've done a really good job. Okay, so the mouth doesn't look like a rip near the brim, and maybe cheese slopes weren't the best elements to pick out the eyes. But what I really like about this build is that Lego has incorporated a mechanism to make the hat move. The same button that we saw underneath earlier, which makes all the noise, it operates the mouth, those dead, soulless eyes,
Better be Gryffindor.
and the pointy bit at the very top. If you're really careful and don't push it down all of the way, you can make the voices yourself.
Ah, another Weasley. I know just what to do with you. Gryffindor!
So what about those 31 unique sound combinations? We get some sounds which give you the impression the sorting hat is trying to make up its mind.
Ah, yes.
And then we have sounds which accompany the proclamation.
Yes, clearly you belong in Better Be
And of course we have the names of the houses.
Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff, Slytherin, Gryffindor.
Less frequently we get a paragraph straight out of the book.
There's nothing hidden in your head the sorting hat can't see. So try me on and I will tell
Having listened to these a number of times, I don't think these are the original voice actor. Now this is a hat, and you'll notice if you look underneath that the button is in the middle of a concave area. That's because you can use the sorting hat on your friends, or these people.
Better be Gryffindor.
Woo!
Not Slytherin, Gryffindor, or Hufflepuff. Not Slytherin, Gryffindor, or Hufflepuff.
Better be Gryffindor.
No!
Unfortunately, my squib daughter refused to be a part of this charade, so instead we're going to sort Harry Styles.
Yes, clearly you belong in Hufflepuff.
So mixed results there for the Herbert household, but let's see how the sorting hat fares with more familiar magical folk.
Yes, clearly Ravenclaw. Yes, clearly you belong in Slytherin. You belong in Hufflepuff. You belong in Gryffindor. Better be Ravenclaw. Better be Ravenclaw. Yes, you belong in Gryffindor.
Now clearly the sorting hat had no trouble sorting those people, but that's not always the case. Peter Pettigrew is one of the better known hat stalls. He was placed into Gryffindor after a long deliberation between that house and Slytherin. Needless to say, the hat to this day insists that it made the right choice. The sorting hat is never wrong, or so it likes to believe. Another famous hat stall was Minerva McGonagall. The hat spent 5.5 minutes going between Gryffindor and Ravenclaw before deciding to place her in the former. There are many examples of near hat stalls, but a true hat stall has to make the hat deliberate for at least 5 minutes. As a bonus fact, this is not the only LEGO set named after the sentient master of legilimency. 4701 Sorting Hat was among the first wave of LEGO Harry Potter sets released in September 2001. It's a simple and fun way to recreate the sorting ceremony using a printed spinning disc which includes the 4 house crests. Not Slytherin, not Slytherin, not Slytherin, eh? Are you sure? You could be great, you know. It's all here in your head, and Slytherin will help you on the way to greatness, no doubt about that. Well, if you're sure, better be Gryffindor! Fast forwarding 23 years, things have changed just a little bit. Potter's a wee bit smaller and the hat is a wee bit taller, and has a face. The Harry Potter minifigure is exclusive to this set, but not all of the parts are. The short non-posable legs are a stock element and very common. The torso print is used infrequently, but is not exclusive to the minifigure. The metallic gold emblem on the tie represents the Hogwarts school crest, not the crest of one of their houses. That's because the hat hasn't made its mind up yet. I always thought it incredibly wasteful that the first years had a special set of robes just to tide them over for an hour or so before the sorting ceremony. There's more printing on the back of the torso showing the hood of the robes, but as you can see, it doesn't have the house colours. The head print is new and exclusive to this set and shows a nervous looking Harry waiting to be sorted. Gryffindor! As you can see, that came as quite a relief to Harry. The sorting hat element hasn't changed in terms of the mould, but has changed colour. We're looking at reddish brown versus dark brown. I presume this was done to match the colour of the main sorting hat build, and it was a lot easier to build this out of reddish brown elements than dark brown elements. With Harry and hat combined, this is a cracking little minifigure. It also bears a very good resemblance to the character in the movie, even wearing the hat. Now we can't mention the movie or the harsh grating sounds that come out of Sorty McHatface without mentioning the late great Leslie Phillips CBE. Born in 1924, Leslie rose to prominence in 1950s comedy movies. Before uttering words like Hufflepuff, he was famous for greeting pretty young women in a very different time with a silky smooth hello, or by remarking ding dong. Leslie voiced the sorting hat in 3 of the Harry Potter films and was presumably unable to voice the LEGO version after passing away in 2022, aged an impressive 98 years. Despite LEGO's bootleg sorting hat making an error earlier in the video, I am actually a Ravenclaw. Harry Styles, on the other hand, is definitely a Hufflepuff. If you haven't been sorted yet, you can do it online at wizardingworld.com/sorting-hat. As LEGO sets go, this is not the cheapest, and the price is certainly boosted by the voice box, which sounds like it was made about 30 years ago. For a display piece, especially with the stand, this is a sweet build. I love the fact that LEGO has included a new facial print for Harry which captures the joy and relief at being sorted into Ravenclaw. Sorry, Gryffindor. The simple mechanism which animates the hat is really well done, and adding a button underneath to activate the hat by placing it on a head is a genius move. It's a great set and comes with my highest recommendation. To avoid being sorted into Hufflepuff, please don't forget to drop me a like and subscribe for more LEGO Harry Potter goodness. Next time I'll be taking a look at the Flying Forward Anglia. In fact, every Flying Forward Anglia. So thanks a million for checking out the video, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Hufflepuff!